Hi, everyone. This is Yessssss coming to you live from the charge room and also live from my Facebook page, Yessssss, and one more time live from the YouTube page, Charge Room Inc. So again, my name is Ilyasa Simpson. I'm the CEO of Charge Room, also known as Minister Charge, and also working around a bit of coaching right now. So we want to come to you to let you know that we are here and our mission is to help heal broken souls, right? But we do that by having talks about relationships, how we relate to ourselves, how we relate to others, friends, family, people, just being social within our social circle, right? So what we do is we provide interventions and strategies to help everyone and encourage you to find solutions to any relationship ruts that you may be in, right? So every week we come together on a platform, one for women and one for men. The women is called Queens Must Wear Crowns. We stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And men, it's called Where is My King? Hashtag the men's locker room, which is this right now. So we're coming through to the men's locker room right now because it is 7 p.m. and it's time for us to talk about it tonight. So again, we come together every single week to provide different strategies and to just give people a visual of how situations are, how they can become, and how can they change to become something better. So tonight, the men wanted to bring women to the platform, and they wanted to talk to the women tonight to ask them what do they really want in a man, right? So we thought that would be such fun. So the men wanted to invite women on the line this week. And I'm just super excited because we have a nice lineup for everyone tonight. So at this time, I would like to ask everyone to please follow the Charge Room Facebook. And you can also follow me on my page, Eliasa Simpson. I'm asking, well, I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong already. Like Facebook, right? Follow the Charge Room on Instagram, right? And then we're also going to, I'm asking everyone to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do have a YouTube channel where I stream again, like I said, from the YouTube channel every single week, twice a week, Wednesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. I'm just asking everyone, could you please subscribe? Tell your friends, never miss another episode of Where's My King or Queens Must Wear Crowns. Again, your phone will get notified. Just subscribe, click on the bell, and you will be notified every time that we are on the air, right? So I also want to bring to everyone's attention that I am the author of this awesome book, So You Think You Can Pray. So I wrote this book on the strength of, because a lot of times when we pray, we just do what we were encouraged to do from our mothers, grandmothers, aunties, uncles, grandfathers. Just sit down at the table, pray before you eat, pray before you go to bed. But I just want to bring prayer to everyone's attention because prayer is communicate with God. So I created this book for the busy person in mind. So when you read it, you will always get a nugget. You don't have to just read it and run through the whole book. You can read it like a small excerpt before you go to bed. Be enlightened, be encouraged, be motivated, be inspired. And this book is out. It's on Amazon. and you could just you think you can pray, or you could just type my name, Ilyasa Simpson, and it will pop up right on Amazon. If anybody would like a autograph copy, you can inbox me on my Facebook page, and I will send you a link to get an autograph copy. Also, I'm asking everyone who has already purchased the book, if you can reach out to Amazon and write a review on how well the book read for you, if it inspired you, if it motivated you. Just type a little few words to let other people know that the book is a benefit buy. So not just that it's my book, but I want to encourage everyone just to read in general. Read and become inspired. Read and become knowledgeable. Read and become educated. Read and become resourceful, right? So reading is definitely power because knowledge is power, right? So back to the situation at hand. I'm just super excited tonight, as I am every single night on the charge room, because it's all about everyone coming together. We're listening to each other, we're laughing, and it's all about love. We're having discussions. And guess what? When you have discussions, it's okay that everyone does not get along. It's okay that everyone doesn't see the same viewpoint. It's okay that you agree to disagree without dismissing each other. It's valuable to give um, understanding to your partner that you're talking to, your friend, your family member, that you are valuing their beliefs, their understandings, their thoughts, their expressions, and just do it with love. It's okay that you express yourself. People have the right to speak their mind, to express themselves. It's just all about how you respond to them. Whether you like it, you don't like it, but you don't have to snap at them. You don't have to get mad. You don't have to hold a grudge. You don't have to do that. Everything begins and ends in your mind, and how you think and how you behave and how you respond. It's all based on decisions that you make to get your outcome, right? So let's talk about it tonight. So we are here to ask the women, um, the men, I'm sorry, the men are here to ask the women questions. They're going to ask all about who, I'm sorry, what do they want in a man? So I'm going to bring King KY's on tonight. He's here. Um, I'm going to bring Queen Georgia. She's new with us tonight. I'm going to bring King Herman up tonight. And we got a few people on the way. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
How's everyone doing tonight?
we good, we good.
You doing okay?
Yes.
So we're going to start this this live off right. And I know, you know, what we call him, Solomon. Solomon is always coming up that he had, these bright ideas when we do these things, right? But he's not even here. But I bet you, guess what? I bet you he's sleeping right now. But we're gonna start without him. So while y'all talking, I'm going to check on him to see how he's doing, um, and do a little bit of correction. So King Herman, you can take the floor. Right now, you have Queen Georgia with you. Um, and y'all gonna get it started off right. You and KYs. So I'll be right back. Okay.
All right, no problem. Good evening, Queen Georgia.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Okay, okay. So our topic is what we like to say, ooh, can we get inside your head and actually catch the same wavelength and then rock? All right. So what is it that you want? I'm gonna give you the type. I'm gonna give you who I am first. I'm a
Okay.
gentleman. I like opening doors for you. I like to serenade you. All
Mm-hmm.
right. If I put you to the limit, yeah, somebody gonna get knocked out. But main focus, I'm like even kill. I'm smooth with it. Sometimes I move slow. What is it that you would want?
So let me start off by saying what I wanted at 30 is not the same thing I want at 47, right? So
Okay.
now that I'm 47, my needs and what I want is a little different. Right now, I find myself wanting honesty, open communication, openness, and security. I want someone that whenever you tell me something, I'm going to believe you is going to be the truth, not wondering if you're going to lie to me. That's the most important thing to me right now is honesty.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. You got any questions for Queen Georgia?
Well, first of all, peace and blessings. How you doing, King and Queen? The phone ring.
Peace, Georgia.
Yeah,
Peace.
I heard. I heard you.
Oh, well, thank you. Peace, King.
Says Queen, what's going on, Angela?
I'm good.
Okay. For Queen Georgia, thank you for coming out and gracing your presence on our show. So, yeah, as he's talked about, our topic is we want to know the insides of women's thoughts as far as what are some of the things that you look for or have an idea about. One thing I don't like to ask a woman, what is it you expect?
Hmm.
Mm.
Expect nothing of someone new. You just meeting them.
You're breaking up.
Somebody's got something in the
Yeah,
background.
somebody's got something in the background.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Is that better?
Yes, much better.
Okay. I'm hearing a little feedback somewhere. So let's see. What about now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So my question would be, what are some of the things that you, aside from what you already stated as far as honesty, and I like what you said because what you wanted at 30 is totally different from what you're looking at now from a perspective of 47 still young.
Yes.
Um, if you was asked that specifically with someone that you already know,
Mm-hmm.
that you may have a liking to, what are
Mm-hmm.
some of the things if he comes and says, well, what is it that you would like for me to know about you so that way I have a better understanding about your wants, your needs, and so forth and so on.
That's a very good question. So, for instance, is someone that I know, right? And I believe in open communication, very clear and precise. There's no beat around the bush. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want. And it depends if I meet you, and it depends on how we're gelling. If I meet you and you're someone that I don't see a future with, I'm going to be open and honest with you. If there's somebody that I meet that I actually see a future with, this is what I'm going to tell you that I need. I need you to be honest, right? There's certain things I need, like, hey, are you the type of man that's, gonna get up and make breakfast, do the same for you as well. I'm not gonna ask anyone to do something for me that I would not do for them, right? Are you the type of guy that if I cook dinner, are you gonna wash dishes? Or are you the type of guy that if you wash dishes, I'm gonna cook? That kind of stuff. I'm gonna make sure you know exactly what I'm looking for. Hey, on weekends, are you gonna be? Do I have to ask you to wash my car? Change the oil, those kinds of things. Because I'm not gonna ask you for something. I'm not getting one thing I'm not gonna do. I don't do yard work, So I don't. I'll tell you right now, I don't like the heat. I don't like the sun, so I don't do yard work. But I sure will bring you some lemonade outside and go back in and make some food. So when you come back inside, you have some food ready for you. But I believe in communication and exactly what I want. You're gonna know. First time meeting me, you're gonna know exactly what I want from you.
Okay, so you're gonna let that person know you don't do yard work right off the bat, right?
Yeah, I don't do your yard work. I don't. We don't. No. I'm not even gonna be a representative at that date. You're gonna know exactly. When I meet you, I don't bring representative. I bring me.
So you wear a T-shirt that says, "I can do everything else but yard work."
But yard work. That's right.
All right, all right. Okay, King Herb.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you're a little low.
We have a visitor. Hi.
I see the little queen there. Oh, the little princess, yeah.
Can you answer some questions too?
Unmute your mic, King. Unmute your mic.
Yeah, look, yeah.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, no, I hear you on that one. That's definitely solid. Hi, Queen Angela. What is that you
Look,
look
they got-
for?
she ain't got a wave. You know she can unmute that mic. Quit playing.
I know. But Angie bring that fire, so I gotta start it up. Let's get it going.
Okay. Are you asking me now?
Yeah, I was asking you. Yeah. So what is it that you want? Queen Georgia gave us that. What was wanted at 30 is different from now. She's 47. You could take that spin, or you could just take it from just in general or basics.
I'll tell you what I want.
Go ahead.
So you know, I'm getting feedback, but I want to say that for me, it's a few things, but it's important for me for someone to actually. I want to be heard. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a difference when, you're in a conversation, a guy can repeat every single thing that you've said, but do you really hear what I'm saying? I don't want you to go in parrot mode. And I think sometimes that hearing is more intuitive than it is, more external. Like, I really want you to hear. I look for a guy who believes in something greater than himself. So sometimes, if a brother's not spiritually grounded, if we get into a situation that's too big for him and he can't solve the problem, then he thinks that there is no answer. And sometimes you got to go into prayer. Sometimes you got to go into meditation. Sometimes you got to go into something that's a bit more infinite instead of our finite or limited, imaginations or belief systems. For me, I think I always wanted those things. Like, of course, I want someone who is financially stable, but I've had financially stable, so it didn't work out. It runs a bit more deeper for me. Yes, those things are still important, but it's not necessarily what I look for today. Like, I just really need to feel chemistry, and that doesn't happen overnight. Like, I'm a person who takes my time. I like to make people feel extremely comfortable because I want you to be yourself. So I try not to come off too harsh in the beginning. I know that I have a very strong exterior, but I try to be very accommodating because I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel comfortable enough to just be yourself so I can see if we have anything there, but that's a little bit of it. We can build off of that.
We certainly can. And one thing, well, I know, like I said, that's why I say I like the fire that you bring, because a real dude is going to recognize that's who you. That's a part of who you are. And then as we come into that commonality, then we start to, decipher and build.
So when you say I bring fire, what does that mean? What does that speak to when you say it?
Straightforward, no chaser.
There's no other way to be. There's no other way to be.
But I don't know if I want to say that. Like, I know with me, what you see is what you get. Like, I really don't need any like, I don't need you to interpret what I said. If I didn't say it, then I don't mean it.
Exactly.
I know that I'm very straightforward because I don't like to leave my feelings that I want to guessing. But I'm not a combative person. I know it's really hard to believe because I do come off very assertive at times or just, strong in my walk. But I'm not argumentative and I'm not confrontational. I know how to take the back seat. I need a brother who can lead. I don't want you to try and control me. You don't have to tell me what to do. I will do it automatically. If you're that right brother, I'm going to do what needs to be done. But if you try to force me to do it, then that's not going to work for me. I'm like, okay. So I need him to, lead, but I don't need him to control. So I know for me, I definitely need a brother who's a leader.
Yeah. Facts. Kay, swing back over to you.
Let's see. If you involved in a relationship in the beginning, he and or she, because this is going to go all around circle, are doing things that are pleasing and seems like, okay, this is what I'm liking to. This is what I'm getting used to. Now, as time goes on, some of them things, please God, some of those things that you remember him or her doing, now they probably have pulled back. Is that a turn off, or how is it? What? Let's just put it in plain and simple for me to ask in a woman's perspective. If a man stops doing some of the certain things that you found that was romantic and to your liking, are you going to bring that up and say, well, you're not doing this anymore, or how would you address it so that the open communication, such as you say, Queen Georgia, can be a positive conversation instead of a negative aspect? Because most men sometimes will feel like, well, you attacking me now. So instead of, what would be, and this is open for all the ladies. Like, what would be your intro into that type of topic? You're not doing this anymore, or how would you address it so that open communication?
Well, I'm not jaded. It's like in the beginning of a relationship, we have the wowsy woo-woos, and we do things that over time is going to expend itself. It's not going to be the same. So I think it's important to know what you need in a relationship in the beginning. I don't need you to buy me flowers every week. I don't need you to take me out every single week. I don't need you to wine me and dine me, because that's just not a realistic thing in a relationship where you're looking for longevity. There are certain holistic behaviors that we have or that we introduce into a relationship, like certain levels of respect. That's something that can't be compromised. But those other types of things, and if it was something that was really important to me, like I'm a person, like if I think about those types of things, then like I like going to a movie. Like I don't care if we don't eat. But if you take me to, because I'm a thinker, I'm always thinking. So I know if I go to a movie, like I just get to go and I get to shut my brain off. If you take me to a movie once a month, I don't care if it's a 10 o'clock movie and we ate dinner at home, or I feel good. That's a requirement for me. It's like a $9 date. It's not really much, but all the romantic stuff, I think that's important. But I think, I don't know if it's realistic to believe that as a couple, that's something we're going to do all the time.
Well, what if the king is romantic though?
And he may very well be, but he's not on romantic mode 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. King may come home one day and he just may not feel like being bothered. He may need his space. He may have had something that he's working on and he just can't lend his mind to the romance. And I feel like I have to be understanding of that, you know. But if I know that he's a romantic person in general, then I know that this is just a space that he's in right now, and he'll come back to being who he really is. I'm not saying don't be that way, but I am going to say it wouldn't be a requirement for you to be like that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's unrealistic. And it's not really practical. You know, if I'm trying to have a serious conversation and you're like, come on, baby, let's hug. And I'm like, no, let's talk. And you're like, but I love you. I want to be romantic. It just, if you know what I'm saying, it's just not practical. There are certain characteristics that we bring to the relationship. Like for me, I'm really old fashioned. I do believe when you come home, the house should be clean. It should be peaceful. Your meal is ready. Like, I think that's important. I think if my man is really holding it down like that, then I want him to feel good when he comes home. If I'm working just as hard as he is, then I'm like, we may have to compromise on some things. So while, yeah, I may like to cook and I may want to take care of you, but is it realistic for me to say I'm going to do it for you every single day if I work just as much as you? It would be unrealistic. And then that would be an unnecessary argument because he would look at me like, well, you said you like to cook. Yeah, I do. I love to cook. I love to take care of you, but I'm tired. Like, I may not want to cook that full course meal that day. We might have some soup. So that's what I mean when I said it may not be realistic to expect it. But I think
ramen noodles.
Huh?
Don't nobody want no ramen noodle soup.
Don't know. I ain't nobody talking about no ramen noodle soup. I made the soup on Sunday.
Yo, but the movie's a blockbuster though, you know.
yo, I like that. The part where she just said, yo, you could take me to a $9 movie. Yo, I'm a matinee nigga, matinee brother all day. Like, we get busy, yo. I got coupons. Yo, let's get it.
Remember the $3 spot in the city?
Yes. Yo, look at Mel. Look at Mel first. Mel like, yeah, you cheap bastard.
But not, Mel probably have her own expectations. Mel might want to be wined and dined and treated fine. And that's okay. Go ahead, sis.
No, I know I'm a little late, so excuse me, everybody. I was having issues with the doctor. They stupid, and I hate them. Right? So, my MRI was supposed to be at 5, and they ain't get me in there till 6. Like, I'm not happy right now, but so I was rushing to get back here because I definitely wanted to be a part of this. So I know I was told to ask a couple of questions or something. Like, I'm real simple. Yo, Herm, you're going to have to cover that baby's ears real quick, man.
Father, before we even get into it, that's what I want to stop right there because, number one, ladies and gentlemen, we just added 2 more people to the panel. My brother from another mother, my brother in God, and Father Wise, I am Allah, and also Queen Mel. Good evening to you all.
Yeah.
And so we just want to make sure we bring it on right now. Be aware that we do have a youngin online.
Yeah, the youngin has the headphones on. We
dogs in the background. You can't silence some dogs.
Yeah, you got dogs and cats and fire engines.
No, but he also is gonna be respectable and keep it clean.
Who?
You.
Oh, come on! I just want to ask real questions. Like okay.
You can ask a question, but be respectable and keep it clean.
I am gonna be. I don't know how. Yo, go ahead, Kay. I pass.
No.
You're gonna ask because you're gonna be an adult right now.
I want to be a hood rat. I want to ask my hood questions.
No.
I want real answers.
No.
But nobody over here is a hood rat. So who would you be referring to?
I didn't say y'all. I said I want.
Okay, but we're asking the queens. We're asking the queens that's on the panel.
Okay, all
We're
right.
asking the queens that's on the panel. There's no, I don't see any hood rats. Do y'all see hood rats? Because I
No,
don't see any.
No.
you missed what I said. I didn't say they were hood rats.
He
I
wanted
said
to do
I
that.
want to answer in my hood rat. I said me. I want to ask a
Oh,
question
I heard what you
in my
said.
hood ratism.
I
That's
heard
what
what you said.
Look at Mel's
I
face.
heard
Mel's
what you
not even
said.
No,
smiling.
look at
Mel is
Mel.
like,
Yeah, look at Mel. Mel like,
Mel is like in
let me.
serious
I
mode.
heard what you
All
said,
right.
but it goes
All right.
back to my statement.
Okay, all
There
right.
are no hood rats on the panel, and the question is
That's you missing what I'm saying, but it's
because I
Let's,
see queens.
let's,
I don't know what
Queenie.
you see.
Let's
you.
Queenie.
You
No,
still
I
missing.
got you.
Always acting up, boy.
You
Okay.
still
I
missing.
totally got you.
No,
Queenie,
I want to. All right, let me change my verbiage. I said I want to ask my question
Thank you.
and my thuggish, ruggish me and this here me. I want to ask my questions my way, but you just told me that I can't. So, excuse me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens. The only question that I have tonight for the queens on this panel is, what do y'all really want from a man? Right? You say you want a good guy, you get a good guy, and you treat him like crap, or you cheat on him, or you just play games with him. Oh, it's not me. It's not you, it's me. You know, instead of that good guy who might be frying fries at McDonald's, right? Or he might be a garbage man, right? You want that dude who already got the BMW and the $50,000 car and that all that other stuff, right? Because from my experience, I know a whole bunch of dudes like that, and a lot of those dudes are garbage. They ain't about nothing. Because if they got one woman, you can best believe if a dude like that has got his choice of at least 4 different women at any given time. So my question is, what's wrong with a blue collar brother or a not so collar brother, but somebody who's trying?
Queen Mel, would you like to answer that?
Yes.
So I don't think there's any. Hey, everybody! First of all, hello, and I apologize for being tardy. That's not my thing. But I had some tech issues, so I do apologize for that. I don't think there's anything wrong with the blue collar brother. I have no problem with that. I'm not. I mean, necessarily expecting a man to have a BMW and a mansion somewhere. You don't need to have all of that. Like, I feel like if you find somebody, your whole thing is if y'all in the same area in life, you build together. There's absolutely nothing wrong with building together. I think that that's mandatory, and I think that's what builds sustainability in a relationship. Is when you're able to build together and like go through your ups and downs and your trials and tribulations. I think the main thing, because I know that some of the queens already spoke on here about that, but the main thing and what I particularly would like desire in a man is spirituality is a big thing for me. I like to know. I think when I came in, Angela was mentioning that too. But I'd like to know that every day is not going to be sunshine and rainbows and everything's going to be all peachy. But I like to know when those rough times hit, what really makes or breaks the relationship. Can we take a second and like maybe stop arguing for a minute and like can we talk about it in a different way? Can we pray on it? Can we take it to the Lord? Like I need those things to be mandatory in a relationship because I don't want the relationship to bloom and then fizzle out because we didn't handle our situation the right way. We didn't handle the ups and downs in the right way. I think for me, personally, and how I was raised, that right there is mandatory. And the good thing is now, like my fiance and I, we go through our ups and downs and our hurdles and stuff, but we have our moments where we'll argue and then kind of step back. And I think we both take our own separate time to just talk to God and pray on it because we care that much about sustaining the relationship. That to me is everything. The other stuff, if you got a nice car, that's what's up. That's good for you. But I'm gonna get my own car. I don't necessarily need a man to have a nice car. Like that's fine and good. And I don't even have a car yet. I used to in my name, and there was a whole bit. Like that's fine. I'm on my own journey, and our journeys combined is supposed to create something beautiful. So I'm not necessarily requiring you to like have everything. You got it all together. Like that's okay if you're still, working on building yourself up. Now at the same time, I don't necessarily want to. If I was single, want to deal with a dude that is like don't have no goals, no ambitions, no dreams, no nothing to aspire to, nothing that he's trying to push forward, push forward to conquer in life. But I just got to know that your mind is right and that you're going somewhere. Can we have intellectual conversations? Everything doesn't have to be, you know, the romantic stuff all the time. That's very, very important to me. But like beyond that, can we have conversations? Can I pick your brain? Can you pick mine? Can we sit here and talk about world issues? Can we help each other grow mentally, spiritually? So that's a very broad question. Like I could keep going around about that, but I think the big main one for me is just the spirituality, because when I get married, I'm taking that oath, those vows before God. And that to me is everything. That's where I base my life off of. Like I'm human, I'm prone to error, of course, but I try not to even make certain decisions unless I consult with the man upstairs. So that to me is everything.
All right. So now my last question. So that was my next question, right? Do you want your man, anybody can end, do you want your man to believe in God, or does what he believe in, or do you want to be what they say evenly yoked with somebody who gets up and goes to church with you and all that other stuff? So Mel just answered that question, right? Because I'm like, me personally, right? I've been a 5%er since I was 13 years old, right? So I don't believe in the mystery God. I don't believe in none of that, right? But I do understand. Like I tell, that was one of the conversations that used to always come up in a relationship is, I need a man who believes in God. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I said, because my whole thing is like, I know, right? I know who God is, period. I just put it that way. And that was a big thing. So I was just saying, when you said spirituality or religion, that was really my next question. How important is it that your guy or the man you choose or whoever be religious?
Oh, is that for me or is that
That's for anybody? That's for anybody. You answered it, Mel, already with your last answer, basically. Right. You said you go to the man upstairs.
Right.
Well, I want to say this.
Hi, Angela.
Hi there. I want to say that your religion is your religion, something you rely on. So if your religion is that you are a 5%er and you are meeting women who don't subscribe to your belief system, then why would you want someone who you're not going to be equally yoked with? Who, if there is a problem, she's going to ask you to pray. She's going to ask you to seek something greater than you. Then that should be a red flag for you to say, this is a future argument. This is a future situation where things are not going to go well. Where I'm concerned is, yes, I know, yes, I'm a very spiritual person. My journey has led me through different churches. My journey has led me through from the church to Islam to the church to a spiritual journey. And I think it's very important. I don't have a problem with going to church with a man if that's what he does. He would have to believe in God. He would have to have, and I mean in terms of omnipotence. I'm talking about the all in all. And for me, because if there is a problem that we cannot solve, then for you to say to me, and this, I'm not necessarily saying you, so I don't want you to feel like you have to defend it, but if you're telling me I am God and you can't solve a problem that's been created by your own mind, then I'm like, well, then who's higher than you if you can't solve your problem? If you're stuck in a situation where you can't evolve from, or you're stuck in your past is holding you from, is blocking your blessing, then I'm like, well, it's got to be something greater than you. For me, this is my perspective. So for me, I would need that brother to say, let's take it to God. Let's take it to a different source, a higher source, a higher power. Um, for that reason, I've been in relationships with a gentleman who did not believe in anything greater than himself. And the problem is that when you plateau in your intellect, when you plateau in your spirituality, then there's nothing to motivate you to grow beyond yourself. And I'm like, then you can't be the all in all if you can't solve it. And for me, it was a very emotional spot to be in, because growth for me is mandatory in a relationship. I need to feel like we are expanding. I need to feel like we're growing. And I'm not talking about, oh, we need to buy new things and we need to save this. I need to feel like as a couple, we are feeling more connected, that our chemistry is so intertwined that it is unbreakable. So I don't know if I answered the question directly without taking a long approach, but those are the things for me that feed my spirit and feed my soul. And I get up every morning, I pray to, not to Angela, to something greater than me. But I'm aware, even in the Bible, Jesus said we are all God's children of the Most High God. So I'm aware, and I understand your level of thinking.
Well, peace. Let me add on to that, because that was my next blaze in, because what I'm hearing and what I have to put the knowledge is this: as modern day gods, we do analysis. There's a difference between spirituality and religion. Let's just first make that clear and concise.
Yep.
So now, there's no, to me, no such thing as unequally yoked in life. It's a lesson taught, period. Now, if you believe in your most high God, which is the most high energy to who you responded to, whether it's within a level of consciousness to subconsciousness, or if it's tied in what you are traditionally believed in your belief system, that's all fine for that individual. As God, being God itself, is what we deal with being 5%. Now, we are supposed to be, we are the making, and we are the makers and the owners of everything around us. So dealing with women who are not on our level of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, we have to, because the lessons, it says, we have to treat everything as if it's at a baby level for a better understanding for once. Because if I start speaking my high power science to my lady, she don't know where I'm coming from. So it's up to me to bring what I got back down and be like, okay, I got to talk to you where I know where you are. And because if she brings me situations within herself about her belief, as God, I do the knowledge of everything. I grew up in a Baptist home. My father was a minister. So I consider myself as having best of the both worlds. I had cousins in the Nation of Islam. I got family 5%. Covering all Jews, Hindu, Buddhism. I got them all covered basically. So I don't judge none of them. I learn from each one, because each one is the teach one. What I don't like is how one will say this supposed to be this way and this supposed to be that way. Don't do that, because see, when you start really going into a historical timeline, I can break down where your religion came off from, who it spun from, this, that, but we're not going to get into that. The whole thing is, my whole main thing since we even started this show is the communication effect between man and woman to create that higher level of understanding. If you are a believing, if you a Christian, and if I'm taking a liking to you as a woman, I ain't trying to force you to become a queen on earth. I will teach you what you ask of me. You will be like curious, like, well, why you do this and why you do that? I'm gonna show and prove to you why I am and who I am. But it's really up to you to do the knowledge of yourself of where you want to go. Now, if we can't go to a place together as humankind because you feel like your religion is more important together, then that's all fine. I got respect for you. If you got to go, you got to go. Because and that's just it. We part on the same level. And we can just go off. And it's all good. Um, with Mel, when Mel said she wants her man to believe in the God that she serves, that's fine and good because that's what Mel is seeking. And Mel will seek and she will find that man, and that man will find her and in the sense of her fiance, and it's all growth. That's the best part. No matter what relationship you're in, if it's working for y'all, guess what? I'm happy for you. You know, you can be an atheist and be in love and everything is working fine with y'all on that level. Guess what? Who am I to bother that? You understand what I'm saying? That's what that is. It's working in your relationship. Bless it. But you don't bring it into my house because I'm not with the atheist. I listen to the atheist because you learn from everybody, but that doesn't make me say I got to be an atheist because he sounds like he's right his act. No, no. So the manifestation I'm saying, and I love what you said, Queen Angela, because that's again, it applies to your knowledge and what you want for yourself, just as it would apply for each and every one on this panel. So we have to have, and the number thing is we have to have, and Georgia said it right off the bat, we have to have an open mind. If we come into a relationship with a closed fist, meaning a closed mind, ain't nothing coming in it because ain't a damn thing coming out of it. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to, that's the point, like you said, Queen Angela, you want somebody to hear you, not just listen, but to truly hear you and then let you know that they understand where you're coming from so that they can repeat it back, not parrotly, but in the mindset of a grown man that you're looking for, and he's going to give you his answer the best of his ability. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see about this, and that's what.
Oh yeah. So okay, peace. So I've just been sitting here. I'm listening to you, right? So my whole thing is because the basic. It wasn't an argument, but what I told the one lady, what the young lady that what I told her, I said, look, I said, as long as I said, as long as I respect you, as long as I treat you like a queen, as long as I was, as long as I love you, whatever, all of that good stuff. Does religion really matter? Or does spirituality really matter after that? As long as somebody's treating you right, treating you the way you want to be treated, doesn't any of that other stuff matter?
So, yeah, because you want what you want, right? And if you're not getting what you want, then it's not going to make you happy. So at that particular time, when you give that advice and you said, well, I'm bringing everything else to the table, but I'm just not bringing this, it's for that person to make that decision or not if the relationship still goes on.
It didn't.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to choose what's going to make you happy. Is that something you can live with? Or is that a deal breaker? If we're not sharing the same religion, or if we're not going to church, is that going to be a deal breaker? And KY, you asked a question earlier, and I want to answer that. Angela answered it, but I want to answer it for myself. So if you meet someone and you're in a relationship and they stop doing some of the things that they used to do, the stuff that made you attracted to them, and it stopped. I've learned over the years there's ways you can that you don't come off as having an attitude, You can be like, babe, you used to do this, you're not doing it anymore. Like run bath water. It doesn't have to be materialistic things. It's just little simple things that when he does it, that he's feeling you. And when he stopped doing it, well, what's wrong? Something must be wrong because he's not doing those things anymore. So therefore, you have to communicate. I believe, like I said in the beginning, clear and precise communication. You have to say what you want. If you don't say what you want, then you're not going to get it. And then you're going to be unhappy. And so to Father Wise, your question, the blue collar worker, right? I agree totally. There's blue collar worker that they do the same thing that the dude in the Beamer is driving. They cheat. So I think it has to do with the person, not so much what they do. So, but it depends on where you are in your own life, Because I'm not going out in the street and looking for a dude that works at McDonald's. So I'm already retired, so I can't help you. I need someone that's on the same level as I am. So at my age, I'm not doing that. There's no way I'm doing that. So it's all in what you want out of life, and on all that you want in your own relationship at the point that you are in your relationship at a particular time, and what you want.
Queen George, I gotta pick with you real quick because you said something that's bad funny to me. You said you don't want the guy that worked at
Mm-mm.
McDonald's. Okay, now wait a minute. Are you judging that book by its
I'm,
cover, or have you
I'm
read it?
just, I'm, listen, I'm not dating the dude. He's a manager. He's a manager. Are
No,
you?
he's
See,
a fry guy.
wait. Don't say that, boy.
Listen,
He the fry
That's
guy.
why I said
What's up?
you generally said McDonald's.
Yeah.
So
listen,
my thing is, when you said that, you were generalizing, but now you're saying you're going on to a specific spot. Well, is he a
listen.
manager?
If
So that's
McDonald's
what I said.
does he have his own car, or do I have to take him to work?
Wait a minute.
As long
Okay,
as he gives
let's
you
watch this.
gas, what's the
Now
problem?
you're talking about. Now we're dealing with the materialistic side.
Listen,
What if the
listen.
person? Wait a minute. What if the person you meet is very ideal, matching you for what you're finding? Let's say before we get into the economic side, we dealing with the emotional feelings and all. Come. He's right there. Right there. Wait a minute. Let me finish. Now, so because he doesn't have a car, does that make him less respectable as a man to you?
I'm not saying that he's not respectable. I'm just saying he's just not for me.
So in your
Yeah.
eyes,
So
he's
he
less.
can't do the mic walk, the two-legged walk to you if he need to get to you.
No, I can't pick you up. I can't come get you. I'm not sending the Uber to come get you. No.
What if I had a car and my car broke down?
That's different. You
How?
know,
Okay. See, you said
It's
that's different.
different.
So
that's different.
the difference between a person who's a manager and a person who's doing the fries. But now you never know. The person that's doing
Listen,
the fries can be an undercover boss.
listen, total package. I have to have the total package. No, no, absolutely not. Total package for me. And these ladies might say something different.
And
But
of course.
but at 47, yeah, no, no. I already struggle, and I've already gone through, we didn't have it, so we're gonna build together. No, if you're 47 and or dating someone that's my age, or 50, 45, you gotta have your stuff together.
That's respect right there. I respect that.
Yeah.
So, my next question, ladies,
Whatever.
all my queens on the board.
Whatever.
No. Shut up. If if you're interested in a man, is it okay for you to ask that man out on a first date? And should it be Dutch? Should it be you treat, or does he have to treat if you're inviting him out?
I can answer that. If I'm the one that's inviting
Can I?
you out, go ahead, sister. Who's answering?
Well, you started off, Queen. Go
I'm
ahead.
answering.
I'll answer that.
The Queen, go ahead.
Yeah, I have rules.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
If I meet someone and I ask you out on a date and we're going on a date, I'll pay. I'll take you on a date. Now, if you volunteer, in my head, I know I'm paying, and I know I'm paying. But if you volunteer to pay, no, go. I'm with that too. I'm gonna say no. I ask you out. I'll pay. I'll do pay. I have no problem.
Queen Yessssss.
Okay, can I answer all y'all questions?
Go ahead.
I said very quiet,
You sure did.
and I listen to everyone because I have to utilize effective communication. Um, so I want to start off to say, thank all of you for coming on to express, your questions, ask your questions, and express your answers, because those are questions that everyone has. Um, First, I want to put me in the equation, and it's going to take me out of the equation. To put me in the equation to answer the question of about the first date. I have absolutely no problem asking you out for the first date and paying for you for the first date because in my mind I'm going to show you exactly what I want. I'm only going for exactly what I want. You're going to see my style in full effect on the first date. Period. That's my style. And I have that's my style. Um, After that, because I want you to see a portion of who I am. And while we're at the date, while we're at the dinner table, I want to see your table etiquette. I want to see how you present yourself at the table. Can you order a meal properly? In what order? Do you know how to speak to the waiter? Do you know how to ask for food, a drink, an appetizer? Can you read everything on the menu? That first date can determine your second date. There's a lot of people that sit at the table that does not know how to use their table utensils, their eating utensils in a proper fashion. The worst pet peeve for me is somebody taking a steak and stabbing it with the fork and doing this with their knife. Like that is not the proper way to cut.
Who said that?
Because if you're at a certain age and you're trying to act like you're, all of that and you are, doing it all up, be about it. If you want to be an adult, be an adult. If you want to be mature, be mature. Have etiquette. But if you don't have no class and you think you throwing it up, no. Be about your business. Because again, like as Georgia says, at a certain age, you gotta have something. What did you work? What did you go to work for? What did you come to say? I'm bossing it up. I'm lighting it up. I'm blinging it up. Everybody has all of these shines, but what's underneath the shine though? Is it a whole bunch of dull rocks? Is it tar? Is it grass? Is it sand? Is it quicksand? Like what's underneath your shine? Because a lot of people like to dust their stuff up to make it pretty. But what's underneath the pretty when you take the pretty off? And that's what I'm concerned about.
More pretty.
That's what, and I find all of that out on the first date because I'm gonna ask you thought-provoking questions. I'm not gonna ask you, oh, what kind of car you drive, where you live, who you live with, you got a girl. Like I don't care because the behavior is gonna tell me after I ask you my thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for the person who's gonna be able to cater to my future self. Because I know where I'm going. I know what I want, and I know where I'm going. So one, I always try to breathe in between my relationships. But two, I'm always going to ask. I'm looking for that king that's for my future self. Can he handle my me of tomorrow? I need to know that. And if you cannot do that, I'm not going to waste my time with you. So that's the answer. To answer your question, Father Wise, about the blue collar worker. Honestly, if you get down to the bone wire and you just take a person as a human, I'm gonna take you with $1 in a dream. I'll take you with $1 in a dream because guess what? I can take your dream and make you a million because I know what I bring to the table. So it's not about your car. It's not about your house. It's not about say like as you looking for your religion or being equally yoked. If you take all of that off the table and pull everything apart, we were born as human beings. And if you respect me and I respect you and our values, you're respecting each other's values, of your voice, your mind, and everything that you are made of, I'm going to take your dollar in your dream and I'm going to make you a millionaire because that's the only place I'm going. Actually, I'm going to billionaire status, But I got to get to be a millionaire first. But I'm not going to let you hop on my ride on my ride, take from my ride, and not replenish my soul. See, that's not what's going to happen. I'm not going to give you me and you give me a plate of nothing. That's not going to happen. I'm willing if you're willing, because I know what I bring to the table, and I bring fire every single time. Some people underestimate me because they look at me and think something else. But when I have in my belly, baby, you can't mess with it because my mind is fire. So if you can handle my thought-provoking questions and you come to my table with a plate full of dreams and the willingness to motivate yourself, because there's times where motivation doesn't show up and I may not be there. You got to motivate yourself to get up and get on with your day. So if you're willing, because it takes, you have to want something for yourself. Because we too old to play the games. We too old to be talking about stuff from 30 years ago. We too old to be back in 1985. I don't live them games. But I bust my behind every day. Because I manifest whatever I want. And I believe that I can achieve to always get what I want. Because just like Georgia said, you got to know what you want. You want what you want. There's so many people walking around here that they don't know what they want. They think they know what they want. They go, oh, well, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I met so-and-so. Let's see how this going to work out. Listen, I'm not in that game of let's see how it work out. These are my boundaries. These are my non-negotiables. This is what I want. So I'm not that woman that's, I may got a smile on my face, but you can't play with me. It's called game over. If you can sit down at the table with me and get past the first date, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mean. I'm not nasty. I just know exactly what I want. And I only have one life. I only have one journey through this life, and I take it very seriously. I love to laugh. I love to joke. I love to play. I'm extremely romantic. I mean, I'm over the top romantic. I will turn any room into heaven because that's just what I bring to the table. And to do it for my man, my king, I'm going to give him everything that he wants. But he got to give me something too. Because you can't pull for me and I don't have no water. I don't have no love. I don't have no sunlight. And you pulling for me and I'm just sitting here drying up like a prune. I'm going to die. I've been treated like a queen all my life. I know when something that's trash shows up because that's how much I know the difference. It comes up immediately. Immediately is detected. So again, it's back to what you want, and you have a right to get what you want. The problem is so many people are just going through life not knowing what they want. And again, I'm for any kind of date. I'm for a White Castle date. I can go for a picnic in the park. We can have some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We can go rolling in. We can go to a cruise to Alaska. We can fly around the world. Whatever you like, that's what I'll do. Because you're my king. So listening to everyone, pretty much everyone has the same thought process. Everyone is into communication. They want communication. Your chemistry. Everyone has to feel their chemistry going. Um, Again, you want what they want, just like Georgia said. I like what she said. You know, people, she wants honesty. Every woman wants honesty. Every woman wants
So
honesty. And so many times the representative is showing up at the front door.
Yep.
I had plenty of those. Listen, I could write a book on that by myself.
Hmm.
Those representatives that show up. Um, and then it's the people that have that limited thinking, that thinking in a box type of thinking. That's challenging for a mature woman that knows what she wants. Um, Spirituality. Everyone spoke of spirituality. And again, it's just respecting what someone believes and respecting what they want for themselves. And you have a choice. Everyone has a right to be who and what they want. Everyone has a right to choose how they want to choose. So just like Georgia said, it's what you got to live, what you feel like you want to live with. Um, Angela spoke well of it herself, as well. Speaking of spirituality, K Wise as well. Um, you can't judge, and that's another issue that most people have. They judge people, or they judge based on rejection, actually, because the person is being rejected for what they think that they're bringing, that may be so wonderful, but the other person may not think it's wonderful. And then you judge, get upset at them because they rejected your thought process, and people get angry at each other. It's all about respecting a person's values. Like, if that's their choice, that's just their choice. So let it go. Values, again, to me is huge, and it's all about, what do you want to be happy? I just think that's like the ultimate question. What do you want that will actually make you happy? So I just from listening to everyone, it was a broad list. And at the end of the day, what it comes down to is what make you happy. Does anybody have any closing points or encouragement or suggestions to give to the audience?
Peace, Queen. When you said about being happy, I don't think that, to me,
Mhm.
and it's to me, no one. I used to always think that it took a woman to make me happy. You
Mm.
know, but I had to find out that happiness has to come from within self. Once you become happy with
How?
you, then that person that you come encounter with is there. If they're happy within themselves in the right state of mind, then the growth and joy together is a blissful of happiness. But individually, you have to make yourself happy first, foremost, because you can't be a miserable person trying to bring somebody happiness. That ain't gonna happen. If you miserable inside, you faking the funk of that happiness, that other person can detect that. If they can't, that means they don't know their lesson in
Mhm.
themselves. They have low trust issues with themselves, to me. So you got to be first, make sure that you're happy. How do you ensure that? Because you like I know there's a lot of things I've listened to Queen Angela say over the times we've been listening. Number one, check yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself them questions. She put that out there like that. I take that, sis. Gotcha. You know what I mean? Do you ask yourself, do you love you? What do you want to do about you before you step outside into that world? What is it that you can do for
Mhm.
yourself that when you step out in the world will see your glow of happiness? You see? So it's all about what we internalize on ourselves first before we step out into the community world that we live in. Because misery loves company like a MF. A lot of people gravitate to more drama and other people's business instead of minding their own and living their own life. Everybody wants to ride on somebody else's negative. When you trying to be positive and showing good insight, most people want to be like crabs in a barrel and pull you down. You know, nothing. Don't never let nobody stop your shine. Your happiness is always number one to you first off. So when I'm happy, then that means I know that when I step outside, my happiness can spread, but it can only spread to somebody that has the happiness in themselves and is ready to meet my happy with their happy. So I leave with that as far as I also say peace and blessings to my queens and my air light down there. Want to thank y'all for joining us in this session. This is a powwow. Trust and believe. I'm very I don't like to say the word sad, but I'm going through some things right now. I lost my brother a couple of days ago to cancer, and I'll be coming back up to New York to attend the funeral and everything. And he was very, very instrumental in my life. You know, always had a smile and everything. So I kind of dedicate this show in his heart because he would always, even in the worst of times, he was always optimistic to see a brighter day. You know, he would never, never, never judge me. He would always say, "Baby, bro, just do the right thing. It'll be all right. No matter what you go through, just know that there's always something better that's going to come along for you, but you got to make it better for yourself first." You know, and that kind of love and advice just stays with me. So I'm always, like I said, I'm always a work in progress. We not be we not always mind perfect, but we made perfect because we are the image of that of the Most High that created us. So we are perfect in that light. It's just what we gave in the common sense of knowing good and evil and how we use it make or break us between imperfection to perfection. So I hope that everybody that's listening takes a little bit of this from each and every one of us, but you can't take it as true gospel because the bottom line is you got to do the research for yourself. You got to make the choice for yourself of what you want for you, what you want for your life, what you want to get out of it. So I'm gonna end that like this. Peace and blessings to everyone.
Thank you so much, and definitely prayers out to you. And again, even I always say a true leader comes through every single time, no matter no matter the challenge, and you always demonstrate that you really that true leader and that true king. And for that, I always love you and always appreciate you. So thank you for that. And prayers to you, your family, your brother, and your brother's wife. Definitely prayers up for y'all.
Thank you.
Anybody have any closing arguments, any encouragement for okay, Miss Ange, King Queen Angela, let's get it.
I do. I want to say, well, definitely my condolences to you and your family, and I'm just praying that you guys are wrapped in some warmth and some love, and just be in a good place. And I know it's not easy, but you are loved by so many, and just know that I'm sending some love with you on your journey to New York. I wanted to say, uh, just this whole relationship thing is so fascinating because I want to say, we're always talking about, I want to say, like, I'm not really interested in who has a BMW, or should be told, if you live in New York City, I know plenty of black men who make $500,000 who don't own a car. So it depends on what his situation is. And I'm serious. Like, they make money, but it depends on where you live and how you live. So those types of things really don't mean anything to me. Designer clothes, because it's not really what you bring to the table, it's who you bring to the table. And I've met, brothers who ask me, what do I want? And I mean, in terms of the tangible things, I absolutely want to be spoiled. And I make it clear I can take care of myself. I do it. But I want you to take care of me. And they're fine because they can. And they feel like that's it. They feel like if I do everything that you say you want, then why are you not happy? why don't you want to be with me? And I think it's because they don't realize what's wrapped inside all of those tangible abilities that they have to buy me somewhere, buy me something, take me on vacation, make sure I'm good. On the inside, sometimes people have so many issues and they don't even realize how it shows up in their relationship. And trauma becomes cellular. It affects you on a cellular level when you do not deal with trauma. And I can't tell you how many brothers I've met got daddy issues. And I don't mean it in a cliche way. I mean it in a way like their father just wasn't there, or they had a broken relationship with their father, or their father died at a young age. And it's like, or they've seen so many different things in their childhood, or they experienced things in their childhood. And trauma does so much to your ability to make real world decisions where you're not bringing your stuff into the relationship and quite possibly pushing the person you want the most the furthest away. To be able to see that deep within yourself is not something you can do overnight. For me, it's important that whoever this brother is, that he can really, truly take a real good look at himself and be open to looking beyond the dark spots. Because with those dark spots, if there's no light shedding on those areas, you don't even have a clue what's behind that wall. We get little brushes of it, little glimpses of it, but I'm telling you, I learned I'm 53 years old. I can tell you that I have learned that there are more men suffering today that I ever would have imagined, because men come off so strong and unaffected and disconnected, and they don't want to share, or when they do share, they share just enough before it gets to the nitty-gritty of things. And I'm like, wow. Like, it's a whole, just as many women out here, that just as there are as many women out here who are suffering, who are hurting, who are dealing with their own shared trauma, it is an equal amount of brothers who are out here dealing with their shared trauma. And you got two people coming into relationships, and it makes it hard to communicate. It makes it hard to get past go. It makes it hard to even accept a no. So I don't think it's that when we meet these guys, well, you know, he's a good guy, he's a good guy, he's a good guy, and he has a good job, and he wants to make me happy, and he wants to do all of these things. He's trying to, like, it's like, I meet people who literally try to control me, and I'm like, why? Or you meet people who are so far removed from a healthy relationship that if they're not doing anything to drum up trauma or an argument or something, it just doesn't feel natural. So I think we all have, all of us, you know, have so much work to do. And to meet someone who is just open, and everyone's trauma, everyone's level of trauma is different. That's another thing I learned. Trauma doesn't have to be a horrific experience. It could be something as simple as when you were a kid, your mother didn't give you the sneakers that she gave your sister, and you had the cheaper ones. On a psychological level, that could have made you feel as though you're not as important as your sister. It could have made you feel as though you don't matter. And you carry that with you, and it shows up in different relationships now. The way we process it is so different. And I think we really have to look at ourselves and really make some serious changes. But that's all I have to say about relationships. Anybody else?
Georgia, you have any final encouraging words?
It's back to just communicating. You know, life is short. You only get one life. So it doesn't make any sense not to communicate clear and precise. You know, you have to know what you want. You have to say what you want, and don't beat around the bush, because life is too short to be beating around the bush. That.
Very true. Mel, you have any last encouraging words?
Just that, be very clear. I think with experience this comes naturally, but be very clear with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes, we're not clear on who we are, and we still trying to figure out like our place in the world and what we really desire. Then we end up going into toxic or the wrong relationships, or maybe we end up going into the right relationships and then making them toxic because of something that we are dealing with internally that we don't know how to really handle. So I think it's important to be very, very clear on who you are, where you stand, um, and be willing and open to communicate that with your partner so that you can get the most out of the relationship too. If the relationship is 50-50, I like to say 100-100 because everybody should be putting in as much effort as possible equally so that everybody is, you know, happy. That's the main thing that we need.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you everyone for coming together. Yes, again. Father Wise, do you have any closing and encouraging words?
Yeah, let me button up my shirt again. Yeah, I'm getting in my sophistication
You
mode.
think a fly swatter because you just
I, I know. No, you know what? All I have to say is this, right? Be honest, open minded, and willing, and don't judge a book by its cover.
okay.
That's it. Real simple.
And that works. That
Mm-hmm.
works.
Just keep it simple. Like my favorite saying of all time, is kiss. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Just keep it simple. Like keep like me and Kay, like we have this thing where we try to explain things and we keep it as simple as possible. Keeping it so simple that a child can understand it. That's how I was taught. And so like I said when I made my statement earlier, like I always said I wasn't saying anybody here was hood rats. I was saying to the queens, I just wanted to answer at my thuggish who I am tone and get it across the way I am. But you know what? It didn't matter because I buttoned up my top button. It came a loose. Something wrong with it. It came a loose, so I buttoned up my top button and I just went into my sophisticated mode. And I'm participating and I'm playing well with others this evening. Y'all know me. You know me. You know me. It's good. I'm good.
I know I love you. I know I love you because if I didn't
I
love you,
love you
you
too.
wouldn't be here.
I know.
Okay.
I've known you since
All
all my
right.
life. I've known each other all. I've known you all my life, like all
No,
my
I
life.
know you. Oh my
Oh my
because
life.
if I didn't love you, you wouldn't
Guys,
be
sing
here.
it.
But
Never been no one like you in all my times. I, no more,
And I done that I
girl. I finally found you.
so
so, ladies and gentlemen,
Um,
I just want to bring to the table that relationships take work.
yes.
Relationships take work, and everyone has a lot of work to do because we all are a work in progress. I don't care who you are, where you are, who you think you are, what you think you're not. Everyone is a work in progress. And my main theme is always walking your truth. Always walking your truth. Identify who you are. You cannot walk in your truth if you do not know who you are. If you do not know who you are, you do not you can just start with who you are. It's okay for you to not know what you want at the moment. That's okay. But you have to be okay. But at least make that effort to sit down with yourself to identify, what do you like? What are your taste buds like? What does it feel like to have something that you never tasted before? Do you want to have that experience? Because some people have anxiety about trying new things. Oh, that's not what I'm used to. I don't want that. Not me. But it's okay to try something new because you never know what's on the other side. So I always encourage people to not sit in a box, not sit in a rut, not sit in a place where they try to act like they know, but they really don't know. It's okay to just be. It's okay to try new things. It's okay to change your mind. A lot of people don't understand it's okay to change your mind. If you like orange today and tomorrow you wake up and your taste buds are different, you just may want grapes. You could do that with people. Maybe one day you woke up and said, this life I'm living, I really don't want to live it anymore. I want to do something different. But if you don't take time out to put that effort in to be different than what you used to be, to change your behavior, identify what you want to do different. Maybe the circle of people around you is not feeding you the nourishment that you need to grow. Maybe they're deadbeats and they're sucking the blood out of you. It's okay to not be with them and go grow with a new circle. It's okay. And you can gradually do that, or you could do it cold turkey. You could just straight cut cords. It's okay. So you have a right to think and be whatever you want to be because it's your life. You have to do what makes you happy. So if a lady wants a certain type of man, it's okay. Don't judge her because she has her own choices. And it may not be what you want her to be. It's okay because it also flows the opposite end of the stick too. Because I was turned down because maybe I wasn't a size 3 and was high yellow. That ain't gonna happen with me anyway because I'm just thickums. But you know, rejection is it's okay to have your own cup of tea. It's okay. It's okay. So like I'm not gonna be mad like, oh, who do you think he is? No. Because there's some guys that feel that they are the bomb diggy. I'm gonna just say it. But it's like, okay, you may do all that, but I'm sorry, but you're not all that to me. And it's okay for me to feel that way. Because there's so many people still at our age that feel that shiny, sparkly stuff makes a difference. That shiny, sparkly stuff, it doesn't make a difference to me. It may make a difference in somebody else's eyes because I've seen people that are dressed so beautifully, and you go to their house and their mattress is on the floor, and they have milk crates for TV stands. But everyone has their own makeup that they want. Some people, they still grown and have sheets on their windows for curtains for the last 10 years. But I'm not going to sit and judge you. I'm going to encourage you to go to the store and buy you some curtains because I always know where a sale is. But people want what if that's what you want. Me, I'm Susie Homemaker. I like to make stuff. Some people like, you really be making this stuff? Yeah, I do, because that's what I want to do. I will take something old off the street and restore it because that's what turns me on. That's what I want to do. I don't like the mall. I don't like to go shopping. I just like to be creative. I like to paint. I like to have my glue gun ready so we get it be. Like, that's what I like. So like I'm into vintage, you know, I'm into acid wash. Like that's what I like. I like to go to the thrift store and put stuff together. That's what I like. So you can't impress me with your diamonds and oh I got a Benz and I got this. Like I got my stuff too. So what you saying? But some people get offended because they think their grandiose, lifestyle is important. But it's just not important to me. Meet me where I'm at. And a lot of times people don't like to meet you where you're at. They want to put you down to make themselves feel better. And a lot of times it be low self-esteem people who do that. Because if we can't come together on a common ground and build each other up, I want my man to be the strength to my weakness. And I want to be the strength to his weakness. So we can build together and grow together, love together, communicate together. But some people, they just don't want to do that. They want to have, power fights and control freak stuff. Like, that doesn't turn me on. So like I like to, chill with the fireplace and my candles. I'm good. Put my music on, I'm good. We can eat because we cooks. I'm good. Let's cook together. That's good for me. But other people wanna, oh, I need to go out for some lobster. Listen, I don't like lobster. You know what I'm saying? So, to each his own. But we have to respect each other's values and what someone likes and dislikes. And it's okay. It's okay to just be. It's okay if you just want to play video games and run on your skateboard. If that's what you choose and that's what you like, then that's who you get somebody that rocks your boat with you. Again, at the end of the day, as long as you're happy. So I thank everyone for coming on tonight. Y'all are always awesome and amazing. Always awesome and amazing. And I truly appreciate every single one of you. So everyone have a good night. And I'm gonna just do my closing stuff. Hi everybody.
Night, Georgia.
Okay,
Good
so my
night.
computer
We have an after party.
Nice meeting everyone tonight.
Take care.
see you, Mel. So thank you everyone for stopping by tonight at Where's My King, hashtag the men's locker room. And tonight we spoke about what a woman wants. So the men wanted to know, what do women want? They had their questions tonight. And if you missed any of it, you can go back and watch it again. It's on my page. Eliasa Simpson is on the Charge Room page on Facebook. It's also on YouTube. You can go back, share it with your friends. But also, I'm asking everyone to like my Facebook pages, follow me on Instagram, The Charge Room, and subscribe to The Charge Room on YouTube. So, again, thank you so much. Now the men know what women like, right? So it's okay to just be. It's okay to want what you want, but you start with, what do you want? What really makes you happy? Ask yourself those questions. Don't just go through life just to go through life. If you're around our ages, like, we have more life behind us than we have ahead of. Use your life that you have, that God wake us up every day with purpose, to live the rest of your life. If you got it wrong yesterday, get it right now. Get your stuff together so you can bring something to the table and you can meet your partner, your king, your queen, grow and love forever. Because I'm such a hopeless romantic. So, yeah, I love love. So, everyone, thank you for coming and have a great night. Bye bye for now. See you next week.